The Connection Show. Inspiring. Hope. Health. Healing. Sponsored by Brave Heart Workshops. Live with Jill Reynolds. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like our page. Share it. Subscribe to it now and click the bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming shows.
The Connection Show, inspiring hope, health, healing, sponsored by Brave Heart Workshops Live with Jill Reynolds. And joining me today is Robert Lyons. Welcome to the show, Robert.
Thank you.
Well, I'd love the audience to know just a little bit about you. So, due to his rough upbringing in working in the inner city as a property manager, Robert understands what it's like to struggle. He's mastered his emotions and taken control of his headspace. Now it's time to share his message with the world to help as many people as possible overcome their struggles. So, Rob, on the Connection Show, we like to take just a snapshot view of what your childhood was like, the good, the bad, or the ugly growing up, and then how that evolved into who you are today and what you're doing today. So would you mind sharing a little bit about growing up and what it was like for you and how that's evolved to who you are today?
Yeah. Growing up as a child, it was actually very good parents. Two individuals that really,
Oops, you put your
fight for us.
Mm-hmm.
And
Robert, you keep going on mute. Your cell phone went on mute twice.
Sorry about that.
Okay, go ahead.
But anyway, my childhood was amazing in the aspect of my parents, but being in the inner city, we did a lot of real estate, and I was able to be out in the community, and I've seen a lot that just went on over the years. And then even myself, I got to a point in my own life where I was like, man, I'm not happy with it, but I understand, like, it was something because it was like I was happy, or I really, really started understanding some things, but I wasn't still experiencing or seeing it. So I really started studying, the law of attraction and the source and God and what does it really mean to really have something like that. And it's like, it's just been, that whole experience it's been something. And now some of the things that did bother me when I was a child, I've worked through those. And now I understand them. Life can be very daunting, very, and we all have experienced that. I believe if we live, most of us are going to experience this, and it's to understand it is, was the one thing that I was really seeking for so many years, and finally got some clarity in my own life, and being able to give that back and create a way where we can, start from where we're at and connect with other amazing individuals like yourself. And it's just an amazing experience. It really is.
And Robert, where did you grow up?
In Annapolis, Indiana.
Okay.
Most of my life. I did a lot of traveling over my time, but my childhood was in Indianapolis.
And so you grew up in the inner city of Indianapolis?
Well, we started in the inner city, and then as we grew as a family and, financially a lot more stable than we were. We was able to move to the suburbs. It's just a beautiful home that we've lived in, most of my life. We moved out there at a young age.
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, once I did move to the suburbs, I went back to the inner city to work with my father, either as a helper coming into, property management, and then, even taking over right now, I pretty much manage the company that we still have, real estate company, that we are working on downsizing and that. So it's like full circle. And now it's time to, I'm in the process of launching a new company, connecting individuals together. So.
And what will that look like? Tell us a little bit about what that'll look like. Connecting with individuals that there's certain things in this world that we need. It's not necessarily that we need in this world, but I believe we need more individuals to see their greatness, because most of us have more than we could ever imagine. It's getting past that and overcoming the challenges and doing it. But what it looks like for me is an individual either calls or comes through and gets involved, sit down with them, see what we can do to make life better than what it needs to be. To have that reserve, to have that sense of, safety and security and, some sense of ownership or independence, to me that's the things that I seek. And most of what, I'm even talking about is things that I did experience, but I think it's more of what I seen. And now knowing, that this is an individual conversation, creating it where individually we get involved and everyone is accountable. Well, it sounds to me, and I could be wrong, so, you say you grew up with a really happy family. What type of hardships do you feel like you went through that is leading you into wanting to help others?
Most of my hardship was what really had to do with me. Thinking one way, doing another, and wondering why something wasn't working that I thought that I.
Oops, you went on mute again, Robert. Okay.
Sorry, a lot of messages coming through. But a lot of it was in my headspace and the association's environment, and they say it's all so important, but I am my association, I am my environment. Once I started learning, for me to be happy, I'm gonna have to learn how to be happy, and whatever that meant, and that was with less as possible. So rather than, and I even got to a point where I was like, I'm not basing this off no one or anything or no money, no nothing. I want to really understand it. What does it mean? How can I stay, in a silent room and not be lonely or start thinking that I need to be doing something. Even trying to be successful, I did that for years, always chasing money. And it just did not work properly. And even now I'm in environments in the inner city that I see a lot that goes on, and it's we got a lot of information coming with that conversation as well. So I have a lot of individuals that their stories and some of the things that they are personally going through themselves, and that's what this is really about, is how do we create a way where individually, it's kind of like before everything and after everything, we got to make sure that everyone, in that aspect is better if they can be.
Well, I think for me, myself, I can only talk for myself, Robert. I really do believe that, I'm a strong Christian, and I really do believe that when Jesus walked the face of the earth, he walked it sharing parables, accounts, and stories. And so when we get to a level in our own life of being able to be authentic and go deeper and sharing the deep truths of who we are and the struggles we've gone through, I think then it gives space to those who listen to look for the similarities instead of the differences. And so, one of the things, again, that we try to do here on the Connection Show is have our guests go as deep as they can go, so that the person listening could understand more. What did you go through that led you to your empathetic spirit? Because hearing it's a mindset is kind of, for me, it's a little confusing, because like for me, I went through drug addiction, alcoholism, sexual abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, blah, 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 eating disorders. And so for me, I can connect that story with others who have gone through that. I've gone through so many different life experiences. And so when I talk to someone who's an alcoholic, I can be empathetic with that other alcoholic. If I talk to a crack cocaine addict, I can be empathetic because I've lived it and gone through it. When I've talked to a sexual abuse survivor, I can be empathetic because I've lived it and gone through it. So when I hear, and I'm not questioning you, so don't think I am, but when people say they lived in this perfect family, I'm like, okay, is there such a thing as a perfect family? I don't think so. And so for people to know, where did your empathy come from? What part of your heart was hurt that you then said, I have this big hole that I fixed now. I'm going to take that pain and share it with others so that I can connect with them. So what areas of your life do you find that you're connecting with others for things you've gone through?
I believe just listening, because it just seemed like even when I was younger that I had so many good ideals, and I felt so confident in them, but no one would ever just take me to the side and tell me that, or say, what it's like just having those goals and dreams. And I think the one thing that I struggled with the most was myself more than anyone else.
Not feeling good enough, like you weren't good enough because they didn't ask you your opinions and they didn't listen to your thought patterns and your creativity. Yeah. So did you go through the burden of not feeling good enough, like I'm not good enough to listen to?
I think I did go through some of that, but another thing with me is energy, because I spent a lot of years with a lot of chronic pain and swelling, and I have a lot of video footage of that I'm working on getting someone that can help me with all the video and put all this together, because that was the one thing. And now even today, like when I wake up in the morning and understanding energy, I really studied that. And when is that point of the day that is that minute that switches from I've got plenty of energy to I don't have energy, and now I need a monster, I need this or that. And drinking a lot of that stuff to bring energy. I said, okay, I can go a little bit with that, just because it seemed like these environments, some of the environments that I have been involved in, that they're not, they're just in a negative state of being. And this has nothing to do with no names. And that is the other thing, is it took me years to try to even explain what I'm saying, is because it's real situations that drug me down, that caused me a lot of physical pain. I still have some, and I'm experiencing it through stress and through just the different things that do go on. There's only so much we can, I really believe that, we're not unlimited. We do have a capacity, and, we can always learn more. And and do different things and maybe let go. It's just, it can be a lot for an individual. I hear it so many times to the words of struggle and, the belief and, what can we really do?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just so thankful in that aspect, because now once I'm just at a lower state of being in silence. I love and I love nature, and I love individuals. And what I mean by that is, I think that we all just so much seek, certain things that we have to truly get to know ourselves at that point, and then really just decide and step out and maybe sound a little, like, what is he talking about or she's talking about, and I hear it so much. And it's to be able to be yourself, and to me that's everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then make adjustments.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you. So I understand that you're going to be speaking at an event called Becoming the Best You Can Be, February 11th through 13th in Overland Park, Kansas. And so I'd love the audience, Robert, right now to see the flyer for that. So the event is, again, Becoming the Best You Can Be, Overcoming Challenges in 2022 at the Sheridan Convention Center in Overland Park, Kansas. And you can get tickets for this event up till February the 8th for the in-person event. Go to comechangeyourlife.com, and or you can attend this virtually for only $49 and get tickets for the virtual up till February the 10th. Now, this is Robert's bio in his Facebook page, how to reach out to him to connect with him on a personal level. And then, Robert, if you want to just close with any words of what you might be sharing at the event, what led you to want to speak on this platform, and what you want to share to the audience at that event.
Mm-hmm.
What's your topic?
Probably, the topic is, the change. Be the change. If you're wanting to change your life, just be it. And start doing what needs to be done. It's like this. There's another individual that I just talked to, and on a private aspect, because I do a lot of private coaching with individuals, and he just didn't want to do it. And I said, look, sometimes you got to create a game plan around the game plan. I said, it isn't always going to be great. And the fact of the matter is, you can get to one place, you can always go to another. So let's get here first. Let's get to here where we're at first. Because it seems like a lot of times we could want to do something and just seem like we're never ever really doing it in that aspect.
Mm-hmm. So taking action.
Yeah, just take the action, and just start making the steps that need to be made,
mm-hmm.
for oneself,
mm-hmm.
whatever that may be.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, and we look forward to meeting you, Robert, in Overland Park, Kansas. I'll be there, obviously.
Absolutely.
And it'll be great to meet you. Yeah. And so, everyone, please get your tickets today and join us at the Becoming the Best You Can Be Overcoming Challenges Conference. So thanks again, Robert. You have a wonderful day, and I know you're busy running around helping others in the inner city today. So God bless you and keep you safe, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye now.